episode of Winner's POV. Thankfully, I don't really have a lot to talk about this time. The challenge this round was just called Final 16. We were given a letter and a number. The letter signified which letter the word would have to start with, and the number signified how many letters we would need to include in our word. We did 10 of these, and then the challenge was over. Apparently I took too long reading the instructions. Kind of upset about that. But I wouldn't have been in the top zone anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Turtley won the challenge. Castnoy did really well. They took the top zone from Ant, barely. Castnoy and Ant were actually tied, but Castnoy obviously did better in the challenge, so he ended up getting that fourth and final immunity spot. At this point, I really wanted to go for Ant because he had voted me the round prior, lied to me a lot, played the ID that almost got me out, and kept lying actually the whole time. After the first set of votes came in, he's like, "Oh no, I didn't mean for this to happen," when he very clearly played an ID and voted for me. So yeah, I was pretty upset. I didn't even feel like giving him a chance. I don't think he deserved one, and I think I'm entitled not to give one. So I immediately spoke to Mob about voting Ant, as well as my chat with Castnoy, Wacko, Parker, and Burp, and the Rigby's chat, newly formed chat with myself, Luke D, Turtley, and Burp. It's just the Mordecai and the Rigby's chat, but without Purple Luke, Yuri Luke, Simp Luke, whatever you want to call him. I've heard him called a lot of things this season. I go with regular Luke most of the time, sometimes Yuri. But yeah, he's not in there because he's a liar, and he's against us. So, new chat. And everyone seemed pretty on board voting Ant. I told a couple other people, German, Theatric, Copper, Royal. And at that point, everyone kind of knew to vote Ant except for Maximo, Ant, and Luke. Luke wanted to go best, and then he woke up the next morning. Apparently he dreamed about voting out best, which is whatever, and he brought that up in the Mordecai and Ruby's chat. People clearly weren't really having it, but he proceeded with that anyway. I made a conscious effort not to talk to Maximo or Ant for most of that round because I don't like either of them, and I didn't want to talk to either of them, quite frankly. Mob was pushing Ant, and then finally I got around to talking to Maximo. He had heard Ant and Best. I was like, okay, cool, we're on the same page. I told him I'm voting Ant, and he didn't really say anything, so it's fine, it's whatever. Then I talked to Ant like 20 minutes before the vote, and I told him that he was the majority. 10 minutes later, he pings me a bunch, and he's like, vote Burp, and so that was his little last-ditch effort on Burp, trying to get him out. Then the votes come in. Burp got 4 votes, Ant got 12. Great fucking show, honestly. Get that guy out of here. A little bit weirded out by the 4 Burp votes. I mean, I shouldn't be, but the fact that Mob likely voted Burp when he was kind of pushing Ant and he was very on board with voting Ant in the beginning. It's a little weird, and he says he didn't vote Burp, so if he's telling the truth, there's someone unaccounted for that is voting against me. But I don't really care about that much when there's 11 other people who voted with me this round. My best guess would be Theatric, but it doesn't matter that much to me. I know I will get flipped on at some point, and I just have to stick with the people that I really do trust. So yeah, at this point, I'm much more optimistic about reaching the next cycle. I don't know about beyond that. I'll probably have to win some challenges, but yeah, I think next cycle is in sight. We'll see what Luke wants to do. He's probably next if he doesn't get around to telling me who voted Burp. But you know, if he does, I'd be more than happy to get Maximo the fuck out of here as soon as possible. So with that, I think I'm done. Pretty easy round for me. Hopefully the next couple are just as easy. And if all goes well, I should be sitting pretty on the jury. Maybe even make the finale. Who knows? That's all for this episode. See you guys next time.